four-time world champions, one of the scariest football nations ever. A squad packed with stars from Arsenal, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, and Newcastle. A country famous for one thing more than anything else: never missing penalties. Germany were real title contenders at this World Cup. The kind of team you'd pencil in for the quarterfinals before a ball was even kicked. And last night, they got knocked out by Paraguay, a team ranked 34th in the world. A team that got smashed 2-0 by the United States barely 2 weeks ago. And here's the part that messes with your head. Germany lost on penalties. The nation that never loses shootouts lost a shootout. So, what happened? How does a giant like this fall to a team like that? Let's break it all down. First, you need to understand how crazy this result really is. It's not just a big team losing to a small team. For most of football history, this just didn't happen to Germany. Other countries choked. England built their whole identity around penalty pain. But Germany were the ones doing the damage, not taking it. Before last night, they'd been in several World Cup shootouts and won every single one. They'd scored 15 straight penalties in World Cup shootouts. 15 in a row. They hadn't missed one since 1982. That's over 40 years of cold, machine-like accuracy from the spot. Losing a shootout was the one thing that happened to everybody except Germany, until last night. Now let's talk about the game itself, because it was a slow, painful night for the Germans. For the first 42 minutes, nothing happened. Two teams sizing each other up. Then Paraguay made the first real move of the match. Germany half-cleared a corner. Miguel Almiron grabbed the loose ball and slipped a sweet reverse pass to the overlapping Matthias Galarza. His first-time cross found the head of Julio Enciso, and Paraguay were 1-0 up. The underdogs were ahead. And here's a stat that sums up how mad that first half was. Germany had 78% of the ball and didn't get a single shot on target. Think about that. Almost 4/5 of possession against a team ranked 34th, and they couldn't even force a save. They went into halftime down a goal, having dominated the ball and done nothing with it. That right there is Germany's whole tournament in one half of football. They did get better after the break. 9 minutes into the second half, a nice early cross from Liverpool's Florian Wirtz was flicked on by Arsenal's Kai Havertz, and Germany were level at 1-1. At that point, most World Cup watchers breathed easy and figured things would go back to normal. The giant had woken up. The winner was coming. Paraguay would eventually get worn down, except the winner never came. And this is where the controversy kicks in, because Germany thought they'd scored a second. Jonathan Tah powered a header into the net from a corner. The go-ahead goal, the one that sends them through. Then VAR stepped in. The video ref didn't like a tangle between Germany's Waldemar Anton and the Paraguay goalkeeper, called it a foul, and sent the ref to the screen. He agreed. Goal disallowed, ruled out for what many called a very soft foul, and German football fans are furious about it. Even Jürgen Klopp, the former Liverpool manager, came out swinging, pointing out that this exact kind of goal, players jostling at a corner, gets allowed all the time in the Premier League, including for the eventual champions Arsenal. His point was simple. The standard isn't consistent. What gets let go every weekend in England got Germany's winner chalked off at a World Cup. Whether you think it was a foul or not, it's another case in this tournament's growing pile of VAR calls where nobody can say what the actual rule even is anymore. But, and this matters, because we always try to be fair, Germany can't blame the referee for what happened next. Because that disallowed goal only mattered because Germany couldn't finish the job themselves. Paraguay defended like absolute warriors. Their center-backs, José Canale and Gustavo Gomez, headed away everything Germany threw at them. Even giving up half a foot in height to the German players, Paraguay kept clearing the danger. Germany kept whipping in crosses. Paraguay just kept heading them away. As Germany's own coach admitted afterward, Paraguay defended really well, so it went to penalties. The one place on earth Germany were supposed to be unbeatable. And it turned into a wild mess for both sides. Harter stepped up first, the man who delivers big moments for Arsenal, and Paraguay's keeper, Orlando Gil, saved it. Germany's first shootout miss since 1982, that 15 penalty streak gone in a flash. Both teams traded goals, then Gil saved again, this time from Nick Woltemade. That gave Paraguay 2 chances to win it. And you could tell even Paraguay couldn't believe what was going on, because they missed both chances too. Antonio Sanabria dragged one wide. Then the legendary Manuel Neuer dove left and saved another. Germany were somehow still alive. Sudden death. And up stepped Jonathan Tah, the same man whose header got chalked off, to take the biggest kick of his life. He blasted it way over the bar. That gave Jose Canale the chance to send Germany home. He smashed it into the top corner. Done. Paraguay, ranked 34th in the world, freshly thrashed by the USA 2 weeks earlier, had knocked four-time world champions Germany out of the World Cup on penalties. So, what really happened here? Let's take it seriously, because the real answer is bigger and more uncomfortable than one bad night or one VAR call. The truth is, Germany aren't the giants they used to be. Not even close. Here's the harsh reality. When Germany won the World Cup in 2014, smashing Brazil 7-1 along the way, they were the #1 nation on the planet. No question. They'd finished on the podium more times than any country in history. They were the gold standard, and since that day, it's been a slow-motion collapse. They went out in the group stage in 2018. They went out in the group stage in 2022. And now, in 2026, they've gone out in the last 32. That's 3 straight tournament disasters. Their own coach, Julian Nagelsmann, said it himself with a blank stare. This is the 3rd elimination in a row. And that means we're not part of the top teams anymore. Let that sink in. The coach of Germany openly saying his country isn't one of football's elite anymore. The numbers back him up cold. Before that 2014 final, Germany had won 75% of every World Cup game they'd ever played. Since then, they've won just 40%. They haven't been ranked higher than 9th in the world since 2018. And after this, they'll drop even lower. This isn't bad luck. It's a trend that's now 12 years long. And the players know it too. A devastated Havertz basically apologized to the country. This is my 2nd World Cup, and we've failed twice. We played good football, but something was always missing through the tournament, and it was the same today. Something always missing. That's the perfect way to describe modern Germany. A team full of talented names from Europe's biggest clubs that somehow adds up to less than the sum of its parts. Compare that to Paraguay, a squad of players mostly not considered good enough for Europe's top leagues, playing in Argentina, Brazil, and the US, who just outfought, outdefended, and outnerved them when it mattered most. So, this is the bigger story of this World Cup, isn't it? The giants keep falling and the underdogs keep rising. Uruguay gone in the group stage. The Netherlands knocked out the same night as Germany. And now the 4-time champions beaten on penalties by a team nobody gave a chance. The old order is cracking right in front of us. And nobody's feeling that crack harder than Germany. A nation that used to be the team everyone else feared, now reduced to the cautionary tale of the tournament. Was this a robbery by VAR? Or did Germany simply prove they're not elite anymore? What's your verdict on the fall of the giants? Let me know in the comments, and subscribe if you want to be here for every shock this World Cup has left. Because something tells me Germany won't be the last.